We are live. Okay. Same situation as it always is. When you come in, let me know my audio and everything is okay, and then you can just fire away with your questions. What's this, Brandon Hicks? Ah, crap. Here we go. 10%. And I forgot to charge the phone. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. About yesterday and stuff, I had a chance to look over that video and stuff. I see it was a lot of skips in it, so I guess that's one of those things I should have just made a separate video about. It shouldn't have went live on it because uh, my audio be janky sometimes and stuff. But anyhow, gentlemen, just seeing how things and stuff, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, and just seeing and stuff, how things been working out. Can you tell the story of the trucking warlords? The trucking warlords. Um, huh. All right. Back in the back in like the early '70s, '80s, and '90s and stuff. They weren't called warlords. Uh, they weren't warlords and stuff. They were legends. I just chose trucking warlords and stuff. And so um, some of the guys and stuff I actually got to meet. Being that my stepfather was a he was a truck driver and stuff like that, well known at that. And so I got to riding around with him and stuff like that. And so, he would tell me the stories and some of the guys prior to meeting them and stuff. And so, um, before then, the only thing I knew was like Smokey and the Bandit and stuff. And so, there were some real legends and stuff that was out here and stuff, just depending on what region you was in. So I just happened to meet O. Um, just some of them that was from the East Coast and stuff. And so one was named Sugar Bear. Yeah, one was named Sugar Bear and stuff. And so I hear the stories about Sugar Bear. Um, and then there was some legends around the way and stuff like TC, Playboy, Road Runner, Hawkeye. Um, let's see, who were some others? Uh, this guy named, let's see, EJ. So each of them had their different stories and stuff like how they would do certain things and stuff in the industry. And so it was a lot more lax at the time, so to speak. And outlaw was really it was really a thing, cause like um, back in the day, in order for you used to have to get a base plate for every state that you ran, on your truck. You had to get a base plate and stuff for every truck that you ran before they went to the IFTA, the International Fuel Tax Agreement, which dang, gone doing too much coffee. Um, so you had that before they had the KYU numbers in Kentucky. That's where a lot of it came from and stuff. A lot of the legends they ran this stuff called Burley Backer. Tobacco was the biggest It was the biggest plant manufacturer in North Carolina and stuff in Kentucky, and so um, a lot of them would. That's where they just made some of the biggest names and stuff like that. So actually, with talking to him and stuff, me and my brother, talking to him, and so it was like, daggone, we grow up, man, we want to do it like y'all and stuff. And so then they was telling us then, like, hey man, by the time y'all get in the industry, it ain't gonna be nowhere like how it used to be and stuff, and they were saying it then and stuff. It's a dying profession because of all of the changes and stuff that was being made. Cause back in 1991 was when actually we were supposed to go to ELOG with trucking. Whole trucking industry was supposed to go to ELOG in 1991, and so um, manufacturers was gearing up and stuff to they was gearing up and stuff to make the trucks and stuff ELD accessible. And so, a lot of legends and stuff like that, they would teach you how to turn the truck up without having to, without having to take it to the shop and stuff. The terminology was take it, I'm gonna take the truck under the bridge, and they took it under the bridge and stuff, man. Shoot, when they got that thing right and stuff, you didn't even have to wait on them, man. I mean, they just blow your doors off, and so yeah, it's just a number of things and stuff that guys used to do that it ain't nowhere in the world we can get away with it now and stuff. But it just um, at the time and stuff, it was just needed, and a lot of those guys and stuff, they just had to, you know, they had the drive to go out there and do it. Some of them was doing drugs and stuff, cocaine, stuff like that. So, and believe it, or they didn't have no addiction to it and stuff. It didn't destroy them. Well, at least not in their prime and stuff, But yeah, so when we used to talk to him and stuff, we were like, "Daggone, we want a name, we want a name and stuff. What's going on, Aaron?" I was like, "Man, shoot, I want a call sign and stuff too." And so, um, what they would tell you is like, your call sign, it wasn't something that you made. It wasn't something that you made up and stuff. It was something that somebody gave you. So when I use the terminology, the last of the road warlords, is because I came up during that Pantheon and stuff why I got my name Rhode Island Red Rooster, because it was insinuated that if I got a name that I should be named after my stepfather and stuff like that. So, you know, so I always carry that with me and stuff like that. And then for the most part, I was blessed once I got my license and stuff like that. I was able to take that last ride with a lot of the legends and stuff like that. So you know, show them what I can do and all that stuff there and everything. And so, they was impressed with it. And they told me, hey, look, you're gonna be all right. But being young in the industry, I wanted to, when you're young and stuff, you really want to prove yourself and stuff to a point to where you're on their status. And so, it just take time, cause again, it was just things that they would do. I ain't have no clue. I ain't have no clue about. Like, they can just go anywhere and stuff without the use of a map, road atlas and nothing like that. They knew where everything was, what time things open and closed, just spot on and stuff. It didn't matter where it was in the nation and stuff. They'll teach you how to get there the whole 9 yards. And so they knew how to get in and out of, the big metropolitan cities and stuff like New York and Chicago, all that stuff there and everything without tearing up a bridge or whatnot. So, I wanted to be on that same status, but again, it just took time. So, um, that was the thing there and stuff, man. It was just, It's just a tradition um, it's a tradition that's died out and stuff. Nobody knows anything about it anymore and stuff. Even a lot of these older guys now, they came in during the time where they talk about being a Billy Big Rig and all that stuff there, but a lot of them work for a lot of them was working for some of the mega carriers and stuff like that. When there wasn't a lot of mega carriers around, but um, that's where they was at and stuff. And so they only knew of they knew of some of the names, but they didn't know the people personally or nothing. They don't have any pictures or any kind of they don't have anything. Just what they heard and stuff. And so when you don't know, and then you run across somebody and stuff, and some people even took on the name of these legends or whatever. So and there's no way of challenging it unless you actually knew who the individuals were and stuff. And so it's something that's died out, man. It's that's far past from the scene, and they said it was going to happen. They said it was going to happen and stuff. They said that a lot of mega carriers and stuff they're going to start getting bigger. They're gonna be forcing a lot of regulation and stuff on drivers. A lot of fun that we used to have and stuff, you ain't gonna be able to have it no more. They're just gonna start buckling down. And so that's what happened. Everything that they said was gonna happen, and it didn't discourage me though. It didn't discourage me. I said I'm still gonna get in. I don't care how messed up the industry get and stuff like that. Even some of them encourage. They kind of said, just if you can find something else to do, time you grow up, you get in it and stuff like that. These trucks are gonna be driving themselves. And so there wasn't any indication of it back then and stuff like it is now. So uh, but I just try to carry on and stuff. Their legacy from their perspective and stuff like that. And just keep people knowledgeable about that, cause once upon a time, this industry was, it wasn't like how it is now and stuff. And the thing is that even if we look back another, if we do 15, 20 more years and stuff, then we'll be talking about, oh man, you remember what happened with the coronavirus back in 2020? Oh yeah, yeah, them were good times back in trucking and stuff. So yeah, that's the thing, man, and stuff, man. I mean, I would like to reinstitute it. I would like to reinstitute and stuff, man, and just say, maybe we can, maybe we can put some of this stuff together and everything, and I guess create our own legacy. And it's somewhat in a way and stuff. It probably is, with the whole social media thing and stuff. That's what a lot of legends and stuff are now. You'll meet somebody like, oh man, hey, I know that guy and stuff. He popular on social media and stuff, and so like, oh yeah, okay, all right, but what did he do? You know, as far as like what puts him in a status to make him legendary? Well, he got a lot of subscribers and stuff, so I've been doing all right. Been doing a lot of coughing though, man. I don't know what's up with that, man. Lord Jesus. Yeah, I've been doing okay and stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you what. I I know I know this coronavirus and stuff, man, is bad. But if you can eliminate the people getting sick, if you can eliminate the people getting sick, um, hey man, I wish that trucking could stay just like this. I really do and stuff. I mean, without the people getting sick, you know, all the other stuff. I mean, man, keep it. The roads and stuff. Even though it's people out here and stuff like that, for the most part, a lot of roads and stuff have been safe. I haven't even hit I haven't hit a traffic jam. Well, maybe in the like they're doing the construction and stuff like that. But as far as like run up on a traffic jam. I haven't hit one none this week. Well, none last week anyway and stuff, man. It's just, dude, it's been, picking up, delivering. Um, I don't have to do a lot of talking to people and stuff. Like you going to the shipping receivers and stuff like that. I mean, for the most part, they know what to do. It ain't no playing around or you know, uh, uh, being sarcastic when it's not a time to. Um, whenever Trump gets up here and they alleviate the suspension, if 'cause right now they're saying the first week of April. So they got to do something because I mean people kind of freaking out right now, like they being in the house is, oh man, they got us under lock and key and stuff like that, and that ain't the case. It's just if you don't have to do anything unnecessarily, don't. Cause a lot of your restaurants and stuff like that, and you go to Walmart and stuff, them stores just filled up. But I really think that they're gonna be changing that operating procedure too and stuff. I don't think they're gonna be 24 hours no more after the suspension. A lot of these places that was 24 hours, I don't think they're gonna do that anymore. They're gonna be 7 a.m. to 7 to 11. I think all this is just a test to see, hey, can we operate? Can we operate these facilities and stuff, under this type of, you know, under this type of circumstance and stuff, man? And it's like this for the most part. I mean, um, they got to get a lot of this other play. A lot of your non-essential place, they're gonna get them up on par and stuff. But for the most part, I think they saying around the first, second week of April. Um, unless there's some kind of extension, but the death toll and stuff is 600. 600 people died in one day because of the virus and stuff like that. So they just people just use the precautionary measures and stuff and so on and so forth. So I mean, if they extend it, oh well, it just um, yeah, that's just the thing there and stuff. A lot of these policies and stuff, man, have been good, real good. I don't know if any of you guys and stuff got like a Cascadia or whatever and stuff, man. My truck keeps cutting off for some reason. I changed the kill switch on it, and I changed the kill switch on it and put the new one up there, and it kept shutting off. So I don't know. They saying that the kill switch goes to another switch and stuff that's on the firewall and stuff, and they say, well, if that's blinking, then you got to get that changed. So I guess I'll stop by Freightliner tomorrow and stuff like that. But I thought you can disable that kill switch, but apparently you can't. So I just been reading some threads and stuff on it, but I don't know if anybody else been having any kind of problems and stuff. Guys, the thing I hate about reading them threads and stuff, well, that's just like they're just like self-diagnosing yourself. Like, oh man, what does it mean if I have cough and sore throat and yeah, if I have cough and the sore throat and stuff, and a little bit of nausea and stuff like that. Solution: you got stage 4 cancer. You know, so them treads and stuff, they just I don't know. Every time you read one, it's always on the worst case scenario and stuff like, oh man, shoot, I had that problem and stuff, man, and my engine blew on my truck, and it caught on fire and stuff at the same time. Like, this repair bill and stuff will cost you about $50,000. So somebody, well, man, it's I'm exaggerating, but somebody did write serious and stuff. Oh man, I got $30,000 in repairs and stuff. I'm like, hey, come on, man. The truck ain't worth that. But you leave it to some of these guys and stuff up there on these forums and stuff, man. They just, I mean, they super over exaggerate stuff. Like, man, oh, dude, it's the end of the world and stuff, man. I've had that same problem with just unplugging and I go back home and yeah, okay, like, hold up, like I did mine like that. Okay, hit the switch in and stuff. This the new and everything and stuff. If I had the old one, I had the old one and stuff, and so the wire that plugs into it, it had a little bit of corrosion and stuff in it. So I don't know if that's the plug or whatever and stuff, but yeah, I done plugged mine in. It worked good. It had worked good for a little while. Let's see, I think it went like my truck went about 3 months. Yeah, it got my the other one was bad and stuff. The light and stuff was flashing, and then I got a code. I got a code and stuff on the dash and stuff. So I went got the new one and plugged it up. Well, I ain't plugged it up. I just unhooked it. When I unhooked it, then the truck ran fine. I ain't had no more problem. But I still bought the plug just to be on the safe side, and it was running fine and stuff like that. And then I go down there to pick up, go over to pick load up and stuff. Come back outside. The truck went crank. I mean, the truck was off. So I'm like, what the world? So I said, hold on, let me try something. So then I took the new plug out and hooked it up. Truck fired right up and stuff like that. And it kept on running. So I like, well, I guess I guess you got to keep the plug and stuff up. But then this thing started acting up. So they saying it's another part. What's it? The P? What it's called? Well, anyway, it sits on the firewall and stuff. They say that might be going bad too and stuff. And indicator on that is it got a red LED light and stuff. And so if it starts flashing, then it's bad. But you know, I have to. I guess I have to check that out or whatever. But anyway, I say I'm gonna buy the part tomorrow and get it replaced and stuff and see if that does it. Because I'm thinking those two things. Like I'm hoping it ain't the ECM. Like, but the ECM will throw a code. Usually the ECM start acting up. It's a little bit too late to do anything anyway. But I'm hoping I ain't got to worry about that for another 300,000 at least. If it give me that. Dang, on. So what's been going on y'all neck of the woods and stuff? Everything still good. Everything still on par for graduation. We're still looking at April for. We're still looking at April for graduation. I don't know if these companies put a freeze on the hiring and stuff like that. I was reading, and it's not truck related and stuff, but I was reading where Walmart is planning on hiring what is it, 42,000 workers in the state of Virginia. Just to work in Walmart and stuff. So I don't know how the hiring phase and stuff would go and stuff. Being that they don't want people, you know, they don't want large groups of people and stuff coming together. But I guess like they are making exceptions, like just like that paper I got and stuff. They were saying, well, and transportation is something vital. So I imagine they probably ain't put no freeze on it, but I would check on it. But and I would just say anything. Like, oh man, gotta get word. still got 40 more minutes. I'll tell you something else too, man. I call myself getting up here in this place, delivering this load early, and so my appointment wasn't until 1:30, and I got in here around 6. I got around 6 o'clock this morning and stuff. So then when I go in, get checked in and stuff, all your appointment ain't till 1 o'clock. Go pull in the back, you know, and I guess that's why I'm looking around now and stuff. But anyway, yeah, they tell me to pull in the back and stuff, and so just as sure enough, I get back there, pop the brakes and stuff, man, get in the bed. Guy come knock on the door. Hey, pulling door 29. So pulling door 29 and stuff. Then I jump in the back, go to sleep real heavy. And so I thought what it was movement and stuff like that. So then I wake up, look, see the dot light flashing green. So I'm like, dang, I must have slept through the whole unloading process and stuff. So I pull forward, I pull forward and stuff, man. Go back there, check. Trailer still loaded. I said, dang, gone. So YouTube trucking changed the game back in 2014 as far as rules. Um, no, no, it didn't. It didn't change as far as the rules and stuff. No, they 2014 just gave a new breed. It just gave a new breed of driving stuff because by then people were very people were savvy to the internet and stuff, to social media, to social media too and stuff, guys. When you thought about social media, nobody really thought about or thought that people would be interested in trucking, So the only thing we had was ice road truckers, ice road truckers, and so come find out it was a real community in this and stuff. Like, hey man, listen, I want to learn about the lease. I want to really learn about the lease and stuff. People weren't talking about that. They weren't talking about leases or being an own operator and stuff. They weren't talking about the ins and outs of trucking and stuff. You just see somebody driving a truck and putting a bunch of chrome on and stuff like that, and that was it and stuff. But it just, um, yeah, it gave rise to people knowledgeable about the industry and stuff and saying, well, hey, I can go to this individual and look at their feed and stuff and say, well, I can get a better understanding about trucking because somebody's up there talking about going through going through truck driving school, um, getting your physical, going to a certain trucking company and stuff like that. People were doing that. Like if you wanted to know about a certain company, there were people, you just type it in, okay, well, I want to know how it is to work at CRST. You put it in and you had guys up there talking about, hey, my experiences with CRST. And that's where it became popular. So, no, where it became popular was when people were being successful, and stuff. And so you can actually talk to them like, hey, this guy got a truck and it's all clean and chromed out and stuff like that. And then he giving you the somewhat ins and outs of how things work over there. And, it just gave rise and stuff, like the truck shows and stuff. Won't nobody really going to truck shows. They had the truck show. They would have the truck show every year. And, you just see it and stuff like that. But you didn't have no interest in going there and stuff. But when people got to understand about social media, the trucking community and stuff and social media and stuff. And then guys were saying, okay, you know what? Hey, let's go to these truck shows and stuff. That's how it became popular. Now everybody wanted to go. It's just like Yeah, it's just like anything else and stuff that they have once a year, like your E3s and your E3s and stuff, your Evos and all that stuff there, your Comic Cons. That's how it is. Guys go there and stuff. Everybody meeting up. Anybody did social media and stuff. They were there. Some of the biggest of the big and stuff were there. You could talk to them, and you could talk to them, start networking, so on and so forth and stuff. And so that's how it became what it was and stuff. The thing is that it's just like anything else in trucking. It's not organized. A person might a person might have they might have a difference in thinking as opposed to you and stuff. And so you know, rather than going into intellectual dialogue to get an understanding, you know, just like 7 plus 1 is 8, right? But so is 4 plus 4. But see, it's all on how you do the formulas and stuff like that. But people will, okay, you're not doing it based upon my formula there, so you're doing it wrong. Or there's a secret formula and stuff. I could teach you how to get to 8. You know, I could teach you the formula 6 plus 2 and stuff. But then the thing is, you got to pay for that. So everybody's bumping heads and stuff like that, and they want to be the best as bring. They want to be the best as bringing information. Like, hey, I heard some people say, hey man, I'm the Nipsey Hussle. I'm the Nipsey Hussle of trucking. I heard people say that. And so yeah, just everybody started bumping heads and stuff. But then at the same time they saying, well, my group is about you. We got so much, we have so much animosity towards each other. So our group is built upon you know uniting the masses and stuff like that. Ain't gonna be no uniting of the masses. It's not. If we can't unite on things and stuff that's supposed to help us in the industry, then the rest of that stuff, man, it is what it is. You're just gonna build you're just gonna build your people. Some folk gonna rock with, some ain't. It just, in my opinion, I don't think that things should get serious to a point to where there should be some physical confrontation or whatever, But people have found a way to make this trucking thing into a world star hip hop. And again, that's because people love to be entertained. As long as you can entertain people and stuff, you know, yeah, let's see some bloodshed and stuff. Let's see some of that MMA and stuff like that. Oh yeah, somebody gonna bring it. I'm the realest of the real and stuff. So on and so forth, man. All of us got a basic job to do and stuff. Which is to pick up and deliver freight. We transport goods and services. But hey, if I can get if I can't be known for being famous, I'll be known for being infamous. And there you have it. Cause I didn't know for a long time. I didn't know that people was getting paid off YouTube. I'm like, well, at least that's how it was before and stuff. I like, man, people sit there, they post stuff up here, and you can actually get paid and stuff, man. You had guys out there making what? I found this out of stuff much late. Much earlier and stuff. Around 2012 or something. You had guys up here, man. This guy making $400 a day posting videos. Like what? It doesn't matter what it is and stuff like that. I'm like, daggone. That's why they were talking about like your views and your likes and stuff like that. The more likes you got, which I ain't understand that. But yeah, the more likes you got, people subscribe to your channel, you had a high view count and stuff like that, you get paid off of it. So you just found something and you stuck with it. So eventually, it led over to trucking and stuff too. So people saying, hey, look, man, I'm getting paid off this. They just put whatever little information they put what little information up there and stuff. It ain't got to make sense and stuff. As long as they get a bunch of people, oh well, that's I'm subscribed to them, and then they watch it for a certain period of time and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't really understand trucking anyway, so you can just put some stuff out there and say, all right, you figure it out later. Like, hey, yeah, just anything. Like, you find out later and stuff, they ain't what it is, or unless some old head get up there and there you have it. All these rookie, and then the company that he worked for, stuff like that going on. B truck. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So they still around and stuff. Let me bring up a footage of. Let me bring up a picture of the company. Okay. These guys right here and stuff. Let's see. Switch it around. Okay. This company right here and stuff. That's called KB Trucking. KNB Trucking. Um. All right. Back in um. Back in 2013 or 14 and stuff, there was a guy named Abe and stuff, right? He had a channel called Run Hard Get Paid. So what he decided to do was what he decided to do and stuff. He talked about he had got a load and okay, he had got a load and stuff. And so what they did was they let him know and stuff he had a load and stuff to do, right? So he drove. Let's see, he had a 10-hour break. Then he took his trailer, dropped it off somewhere and stuff. I think they were like 15 minutes, and then he had to take another 10-hour break to do the load that was supposed to be coming to him that night. That was supposed to be delivered somewhere. So what he did, um, what he did and stuff, he got the load. He started driving. He got tired. So he knew he was going to get in trouble. He knew he was going to get in trouble stuff if he couldn't get that load delivered. So what he decides to do is he decides to put his night dispatch on speakerphone. And so when he put him on speakerphone, he knew what they were going to say and all that stuff there and everything. And so, from a driver's perspective, they're going to be saying things to you to try to keep you going. Like, well, just generalize and stuff like that. Like, hey, listen, I understand you're tired and stuff like that. Hey, look, go get you some coffee, some stuff like that. Just keep on going. So that's the generalized way of putting it. But when you look at it from the outside looking in, what you think is, oh well, it's just an evil trucking, it's an evil trucking company. Look at what they forcing this driver to do. They forcing him to drive. He's tired and all this other stuff. Then, they don't understand how the hours of service work. So he captures all this stuff on speakerphone, and he turns it in. Well, he posted up on social media, and I forget what news media outlet picked it up, and they put the company on blast. Like, well, hey, look at what these companies are forcing these drivers to do and stuff. No wonder they're having accidents and so on and so forth. So Abe told the truth about what he did. Like, he just got tired of stuff, and so instead of him instead of him owning up to what he did, he he got rewarded. He didn't get punished. He had got rewarded and stuff, and so they was like, well, shoot. Let's see, okay, so let's see, what did he do? All right, so he recorded the conversation and stuff. He told the truth. He got tired. He pulled over, and even though he had his break and stuff like that, he was saying, "Oh well, I couldn't sleep, man. I ain't good at night driving and stuff like that." But the thing was, he had his break, and so what people didn't realize is just like working in a factory. If you're doing a 12-hour shift and you got night shift, okay. No, you're not supposed to be operating equipment and all that stuff tired and fatigued. But at the same time, it's your responsibility to get yourself prepared for the work task at hand. So, they finally told him to pull the truck over and all that stuff there. But the trucking company got in trouble because of everything that was said between Abe and the dispatcher. They was doing mostly the talking, and he was just sitting there explaining, "Hey man, I'm tired. I can't proceed on with the load and stuff like that, so on and so forth." And he didn't get reprimanded or nothing like that. He didn't get terminated. And in the end, he wound up abandoning the truck. These were the same people. These were the same people and stuff, according to his own admission. He was at Warner, and he had got a raw deal of stuff at Warner and stuff. So they he put his application in with the company and stuff like that, and they got him a plane ticket. They got him a plane ticket out there and stuff, and he said, "Hey man, listen, this trucking company saved me. They saved me from a disastrous situation and stuff, and I'm able to go over here and work and make money, so on and so forth." And then for him to sit there and put this stuff out there on the media like that, and then what else did he do? Then he wound up abandoning the truck and stuff, and then he go work for someplace else, and so they remembered him. They like, "Hey man, um, the news people reached out to him and stuff again, and they wanted a more in-depth interview." So he reaches out to the trucking community and say, "Well, hey, what you guys want me to talk about when I get up here on the news?" And so people was telling him real stuff that he needed to talk about. And so when he gets up there on the news, he talks about everything else except what the real issues and stuff was. He made it more about himself. And so that's why a lot of these companies and stuff, man, they implement these new policies now and stuff. Cause they used to help people. Like, man, listen, you was in a bad deal and stuff. Like, even if you got terminated, if you got terminated and stuff, they will overlook it. A lot of these companies will just overlook it. Like, hey man, it happens. We're gonna go and get you straight. We're gonna get you a plane ticket and stuff. Come on over here, set you up in a motel room, and then you back to work. But when you got people like Abe who took advantage of the situation and stuff, the very people that helped him out, and then just to leave him hanging, people be wondering, hey man, why is the hiring process so strenuous? Why they asking me a whole bunch of questions, and asking me to do a whole bunch of stuff, and like sometimes you like, hey man, I feel very uncomfortable being over here this trucking company. That's why, because you got guys and stuff like him who went over there and stuff, who went over there to the company and just messed it up for everybody else. But you leave it to them and stuff. They say, oh well, I didn't do anything. But you abandoned these people truck, the same ones that bought you a plane ticket, and got you out of that raw deal and stuff that you was in. You didn't even have enough respect to take their truck back to the terminal. You know, they don't do that. So they just leave it there and stuff and think all about them. Oh well, you know, they used to make these videos and stuff. Oh, this trucking company saved me and stuff for this, that, or whatever. But then they run into a situation where they can't get you a load to the house because for whatever reason the stuff, it just might be you might be in a dead area and stuff like that. But all because they don't let you deadhead 1,000 miles to the house and stuff. Oh, they just a horrible company, so screw them, you know. And you put these bad treads and stuff that's out there, and then over time, people who are looking and inquiring to go over there to that company, that video pulls up, and then the first thing people say, no, you know what, I ain't going. I can't even think about going over that company, man. Look what they did to that driver, you know. And I tell people you gotta look at their history. You gotta look at people's history and stuff, 'cause they tell on themselves. A lot of times and stuff, they tell on themselves, man. But you know, for whatever reason and stuff, people just say, man, hey, I don't have it my way and stuff like that. I'm quitting, and I'm make a bad report against the company and stuff. And so, again, then there are some stuff that's justifiable. Like, man, yeah, you know what? That was messed up. But people don't put too much emphasis on it. It's just they turn good people bad, and when you turn bad, you bad forever. So, yeah, that's the situation there and stuff, man. Yeah, 2014 was the pivotal year when trucking, when well, the whole YouTube thing and stuff became what it was and stuff. And again, that's because people were getting a lot of their questions and stuff answered. Like, hey, it's just like, what they want to do in live feeds and stuff, but people would post up videos and stuff and they say, well, look, you can get a hold of me and I can give you an understanding and a breakdown and stuff of how certain things and stuff work. And then, you talk to people and you network. They're like, okay, yeah, and it just give you a better understanding because you don't want to go in blindly and say, well, daggone, I got to figure all this stuff out. And then, now you stress with the fact of not knowing this stuff. And then um, you stress with the fact of not knowing. And then you got to learn the system and so on and so forth. And you don't want to do the wrong thing or be in the wrong area and stuff because you want to provide. So that stress, that pressure and stuff is on you. And there's nobody there and stuff to give you any kind of insight of how things and stuff go when that's all you saying. Like, shoot, if I just had somewhat of an understanding how this thing worked, you know, I could be a little bit more confident and stuff in what I do, and make sure I don't make no mistakes or be in the wrong place at the wrong time, so on and so forth. And so in 2014, it cleared all that up. It made people accessible to say, well, hey man, listen, I'm thinking about coming over to this company that you at and stuff. Can you tell me about it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you know they did it that way. Yep. Well, let's see. I guess if you guys ain't got any more questions or whatever stuff, man, I'm gonna go and jump on off here. Yep. All right. Well, gentlemen, as always and stuff, it's always been a pleasure. It's always been a pleasure and stuff for me to bring the information and stuff to you. Um, you guys stuff be careful out here. They still, we still got the coronavirus and stuff that's going on. So, they're urging everybody to wash their hands. I shouldn't have to tell you, you shouldn't have to be told and stuff what to do. Just follow healthy measures to make sure that you straight with your health, you know, and that's that. So follow me on Instagram, which is Rhode Island Red Rooster 22, Rhode Island Red Rooster 22 on Instagram, where I post the things about my 2013 Freightliner Cascadia. My personal information is on my YouTube page. Feel free to hit me up. I do say text me first. Let me know who you are. Let me know what the subject matter is. And that way, um, that way I can get prepared and stuff, so we can go into constructive dialogue. And so, with that being said, it's your man here, one and only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, telling you as always, continue your research, fact finding studies, honest on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.